Hey guys, Voo from Next Turn Lethal here,
And this is Nate.
bringing you guys a video with Red-Green Zeon against Blue-Green One-Year War Rush.
Yeah, so these are kind of the two Zeon decks of the format. The red-green plays more of the typical Neo Zeon, regular green Zeon kind of hybrid build, where you're really focused on Char Zaku, whereas the blue-green is almost entirely a green Zeon deck. I think he only has like 8 blue cards in there and 4 of them are Amuro pilots. So it's almost entirely Zeon.
Yeah, both decks typically have a similar game plan, but with Blue-Green typically having a more aggressive variant and the Red-Green having a more mid-range build, so that Red-Green side is having an option for the later game or grind potential there.
Yeah, I know the red-green player plays Big Zam as well, which is kind of a fun inclusion whenever he plays against the many like blocker decks in the format, like blue-white or even green-white as well. Green-white especially, Big Zam is nice against. It looks like the players are shuffling up. Blue-green took a mulligan here. He's really looking for his 1-drops, and then he's also looking for Shard Pilot with a Zaku 2 link. That's kind of what he's looking for on these mulligans, so we'll see if he got it after these players set up and start playing.
Yeah, I would say that with this red-green player going first, ideally he is putting on that pressure first, but we will see how the game progresses here.
Yeah, no dop for the red-green player. I know he really likes that card if he can get it. So typical Zaku 2 for the blue-green. This is really nice. He can crack the base early and then hopefully play some more 1-drops next turn.
Yeah, especially cracking that base, and the Z-Zulu presenting both units that can crack that base on that swing there.
Yeah, and here he has the Rickdom. This is really nice. Rickdom is one of the big, kind of important units in the blue-green deck as it's constructed. If the red-green player swings with the Z-Zulu, he has a very easy trade, or very easy swing, the blue-green player, with this Rickdom, and he does decide to swing. So he's playing a Zaku 2, the red-green player, and then I imagine this like Z-Zulu or maybe a Zaku's gonna get dropped. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So choosing to keep flooding that board, and both players kind of having almost a similar board there, just with the Z-Zulus instead of the Rickdoms, but they are playing that similar package there.
Yeah, the blue-green player is eyeing up an Amuro pilot right now. I mean, I think he's got pretty good swings on board for this Rickdom, but he looks like he's gonna trade, he's gonna swing that Zaku 2 into potentially, okay, he's gonna crack the base, then he's gonna get the swing in there. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, guaranteeing controlling board and getting a life.
Yep. And he still has a lot more he can do here. He's gonna play that Gelgoog, and then he's cracking the EX resource for the Char pilot here to take out that Z-Zulu. So he's a little bit of both. He's pressuring the life, but he's also kind of clearing board.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty big momentum swing for that blue-green player, controlling that board with 2 hefty link units there, or paired units as well.
Yeah, and sadly the Z-Zulu is kind of at a range of kind of both units. He can swing into the Zaku 2, but that's not really the unit he wants to be swinging into. And the red-green player has 2 Char pilots, but he does not have a Zaku 2 link. He has the Gelgoog, but that's not going to be able to link this turn. So I don't quite know what he's going to swing into. I think you probably have to take out that Zaku 2. Yeah, I think, oh, he's going into life. Oh, and another Amuro pilot.
Unfortunately there.
That's not great.
Yeah, speaking of the red-green being a more mid-range build, it is very interesting how that with Amuro, the blue-green is able to consistently control the other side as well.
Yeah, I know we've played a lot of this matchup on, not on the channel, obviously this is the first game, but just kind of in general while we've been playtesting, and it really does feel like the blue-green deck is favored in this. The Amuro pilot and the Rickdom especially add a lot of depth to this matchup and give the blue-green player kind of the pick of the trades. He can really kind of pressure life while getting that, blocking kind of whatever and resting whatever he wants. So he's got another Amuro rest here, probably yet on the Zaku 2. And then I imagine he's going to be doing some trading into board with this Rickdom, and then kind of tackling the life with the rest of his units.
Yeah, not only is that Amuro Ray allowing him to tap down enemy units, it's just giving him more favorable stat lines to be able to trade into those units as well.
That's true. That extra HP matters a lot in this matchup especially. He's putting a lot of things out of range. So he's going to go play 2 and then one for another one drop. Yeah,
Just flooding out that board, really threatening game next turn.
yeah. Looking at the red-green player's hand, he doesn't have much to do. I think this game is pretty wrapped up. I mean, he's gonna have to swing his units into the board. If he doesn't, he's gonna lose on the spot, and he also is gonna have to hope that there's a base in life. Otherwise, there's still game on board. He doesn't have enough swings here, but we'll see what he does here with the Z-Zulu swing. I imagine this has to go into one of the units. Yeah, into the Gelgoog. Yep.
I mean, just clearing board any way he can. There are some hefty swings coming at him next turn.
Yeah, he's gonna have to swing this one in into board as well, I think. Rick Dom makes sense, and then he's gonna have to, you know, play some stuff down, potentially that Char's Gelgoog here, and then just kind of hope he has a base and could potentially top deck something good here. So there's the Char's Gelgoog. He's trashing the big Zam, so he's gonna actually rush this to get another swing in, which I think is okay.
Yeah, it's the play he needs to do to at least put him in a more favorable situation.
Yeah, because if he has no base and he doesn't make this play, he's just dead on board. And he does get to live, which is nice. So we'll see what he has for next turn, although his hand is looking small, so I think even if he does survive this turn, it's going to be hard to come back. So Zaku 2 into life, Gelgoog into life. Does he have a link pair? Ooh, base last life. I mean, it's in there. I mean, there's a chance, I guess. He's going to need a lot of cards. So he's got the Gelgoog. Okay, that's why he did it, because he had the Sharp Pile, but he's going to crack. Does he crack the base here, or does he just trade? Okay, he cracks the base. I think that makes sense. There's not enough units in this the blue-red, or the blue, not blue, sorry, the green-red player, his hand. So I think this is going to be a win for blue-green here. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, blue-green player is at a hefty shield total, so
Yeah,
he does not need to be threatening that board, just threatening that shield there.
yeah, and I mean, 3 units to 1. You have a Rick Dom in your hand if you're the green-red player, but not much you can do. He trades the Gelgoogs, and then I think he's just kind of playing it out for the camera here. I think he knows he's probably cooked. He's going to make 2 1/1s off the fortress defense. Looks like they're grabbing the tokens, and I imagine it's going to be a pass after this.
Yeah, it's always best to play to not lose, right?
Oh, and yeah. I think we know how that game ends. It looks like we're on to the next one since that one was so quick.
Game 2 there. It seems that red-green will continue to choose first, hopefully continue that aggression, leaving blue-green going second there.
Yeah, I think in this matchup, the blue-green player is comfortable going either way, but I think the second and the EX resource, the extra level, is really important. So he's got a lot of 2-1s that he can play, but not as many 1-1s. But the blue-green player is choosing to keep the hand, which is nice. So he must see something that he likes in there. And then I think we're ready to go. Both players chose to keep, it looks like.
Yeah, I think we do see an early curve. So yeah, passing for that first resource, but we know that the aggression will start coming the turn following.
Yep, so he plays that common GDO1 Zaku, which isn't the Zaku 2 from the starter deck, which is what he ideally wants to play, but it's still not a bad unit. And the red-green player plays that Zaku 2 from the starter deck and then passes.
Responding with that Rick Dom there. Yeah, I mean, like we said earlier, that Rick Dom with the Amuro is nasty, especially because of that Breach too. I mean, Breach is just an amazing keyword.
Yeah, I think he's setting that up for next turn as well. He's also got the Makuve pilot, which is kind of cool as well. I mean, that could potentially make that Rick Dom a 4/4 Breach 3, which is pretty nasty. He can play both pilots next turn, but we'll see what he decides to go for. He also has the uncommon Gelgoog, which can link with that Makuve and potentially give him some nice pressure this turn as well.
Yeah, I always find it interesting seeing red-green versus blue-green just because of the very similar board states there.
Yeah, a lot of these times you're just got 2 Zakus on either side. You're staring at each other with your Rick Doms. You're playing probably 20 to 30 cards the exact same. So it looks like he's tapping 2. I think the Gelgoog's getting played. Yep, and I imagine he's gonna link it with his Makuve as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, getting that extra Zeon trait pilot, it can be pretty brutal sometimes. Even when I'm playing against blue-green or a red-green variant that has Makuve, I just forget that it gives it rush, honestly.
Yeah, I think he should put this on the Zaku 2 actually here. It sounds kind of counterintuitive. He's thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, ultimately choosing that Rick Dom there, I believe that Breach was probably the main incentive there, I'd say.
Yeah, he had good trades if you wanted to put it on the Zaku, but I think this works out just as well. It's just slightly more optimal to give that Zaku the +2, and then he could potentially crack the base and then get 2 breach swings here and leaving both of his units up, but looks like we're only gonna get 1 here.
Oh, triggering a base from shield, that is always a good sign there.
Yeah, I mean, it's really helpful in this matchup. Kind of alleviates a little bit of the pressure that the blue-green puts on early. I mean, he's gonna have to swing the unit in. He can't just, swing one of his breach units into a unit on board to trade it and then take the life as well. He's gonna have to commit to the shield area. But the green-red has a lot to do this turn. A lot of stuff he can play. Looks like he's just gonna drop some units down, a Rick Dom and a Char Zaku 2.
No pilot for that Char there. I mean, I think we're honestly kind of seeing a parallel to the game previously with those 2 paired units on board along with threatening weenie attacker there.
Yeah, I mean, he has another Amuro, which is gonna be potentially pretty nasty here if he decides to throw it on. He could just turn both of his units sideways into the base or the shield area as well. I think both are pretty good options.
I think honestly it's not a bad option. Just continuing to aggress life. He's in nowhere near a bad board state at all.
Yeah, he's so far ahead now that he can just swing these units into life and make his opponent make those trades, right? Like, he doesn't have to put himself out there and actually he's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, that is going to be pretty brutal. 2 Rick Doms with Amuros. Yeah, like we were saying before, I want to say that this is kind of one of those key patterns that you'd see playing the deck, or key combos, I'd say.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite things to do is put that Amuro on the Rick Dom. But the close combat's pretty nice. Takes out that Zaku 2, so he doesn't have to worry about it next turn. I imagine this Char Zaku 2 is going to be going into that Gelgoog potentially. This Vesalius is nice. It gets it up to 4, which is exactly what he needs. And then he gets to search again after it, which is cool.
Yeah, I do like that red-green variant just because of the Z Zulu. I mean, with that Vesalius, it is gonna get you to crack those 5 HP bases, and along with your close combats, it can really help close those thresholds when trading units there.
Yeah, it's definitely a really nice kind of magic number that you can hit with the Z Zulu and then the Vesalius. Sadly, in this situation, it does not help him if he plays that Z Zulu, but it does help him if he wants to swing into board here with that Zaku. So he's thinking about it. He's swung, but he's not rested the Vesalius. So I think he's trying to decide if he wants to go life. Okay, so yeah, now he's going 4. I think he's probably putting this into the Gelgoog then. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Getting that search at least though. Or,
yeah.
Yes, that search.
Yeah, the search is nice. And I mean, he's got 2 resources up, so there's still plenty of stuff he can play off this. I imagine he takes the Gelgoog. That's probably the better unit at this point in the game. And he does. It'll be interesting to see if he plays it or if he decides to play something else in his hand. He does have that Rick Dom. I would prefer the Rick Dom to come down, yeah, because the Gelgoog can rush with either of the, or with the Char Pilot, which is nice. So we're gonna crack base with the Rick Dom, and then I imagine we're just gonna dump our hand here if we are the green-blue player. I think we can play everything, right? 2, oh, we're down by 1. We don't have the, because we cracked the resource early, that's right, the EX resource, so we're not level 6.
Yeah, I mean, still presenting lethal though. It just really depends on that base, if there is a base on that last shield there, of course.
Yeah, he had base in the last shield last game. If he can do it again, the blue-green player is almost out of gas at this point, I would say. So it is quite possible that if there's a shield last life, that blue-green player just can't break it with this current hand, because I think we're going to have to get rid of this Rick Dom this turn. So that's probably going to take a 1-1 swing, and then, oh, no, he's just going for life. Well, actually, Makuve, that's pretty good. So he's just going for life right here. He's just praying there's a base in his last life here, which I think is that's a fine play as well. I mean, the difference is pretty negligible here. Oh, actually, is that a Sinanju in his back? Is he high enough level for that?
Oh, yeah,
he's level 6.
He does have that full frontal as well, so...
Oh, okay, I see why he didn't do it then. That makes sense. So he's counting up.
Just enough.
Tapping it. Level 6, play for 5, and then 1 more. So I'm gonna swing it to life here. Oh yeah, he
He
forgot to
does
play
get
the
to
Zeon
play
unit.
out another. Oh, perfect.
Yep,
A
nice.
Charizard too. I mean, to be honest, if he does survive the turn after, he will pretty much guarantee lethal.
Yeah, I mean, he's if there's a base in last life, he does have a chance here. So we just kind of have to see. It's gonna come down to it. I mean, he does have 2 pilots off that burst, which is not what the red green player wanted to see.
Final swing.
Not gonna do it.